Welcome to ParaCon, Ocean State ParaCon 2017. I'm Dan Ginnan alongside Ken DaCosta. And Ken, unlike what people may have thought, you aren't just running around in the dark. We're here in the middle of the day. It's a beautiful day.
Yeah.
Talk about this event.
This is our 6th year now, and very, very humble beginnings. We started this in the basement of a church. We thought if we made $500 or $1,000, we'd be like, doing great service to mankind. I never envisioned what this would eventually evolve into. A 2-day event, 40 vendors, an A-list of celebrities, and here we are in our 6th year, have raised $15,000 for local charities right now, and it's amazing, and it's very humbling when you put something on like this and people respond to it the way they do. Not only the vendors, the paranormal community, but authors, the artistic community, and everybody sort of plays a role in this. It's a pretty diverse crowd back there.
Yeah. Well, and you mentioned on the stage before that everyone's just coming together to be together at peace because there are opinions that vary between groups, correct?
Yeah. I mean, it's just the world is. We're a very opinion-driven society now, and everybody's got one.
Yeah.
I got mine, you got yours. We kind of share those opinions.
We do.
But, for 2 days, everybody just kind of does something for the greater good. Mm-hmm. And, it's wonderful because we keep saying that in the paranormal field, we're here to help people.
Yeah.
Help comes in a lot of different forms. It's not necessarily stumbling around in the dark to try to find a ghost. Sometimes it takes place in real life like this, where there's these different advocacy programs and things like that. This year, Coalition Against Domestic Violence, the first time that we've ever had a repeat charity. And that's only because in meeting them, they partnered with us last year and seeing the work that they do, visiting their offices, talking to their staff. There was no hesitation this year when we were looking for, our annual beneficiary, that they said, let's do it for them again, because the dollars we raise for them is like tenfold to another organization. So, here we are, and this place is just, absolutely jamming right now. It's amazing.
It's a great event, and then also this particular year is the 10th anniversary of RISEUP Paranormal.
Yeah.
Talk about something that you started real small, and look what it's grown into.
Yeah, 5 crazy guys sitting around watching paranormal shows on TV, and all of a sudden someone says, let's actually go out and do this, which I hadn't done in a few years. I mean, everybody knows the story. I've been doing this forever.
Yeah.
But you kind of get away from that, and they found some kindred souls who wanted to do the same thing, go out and talk to people, go out and visit these locations. So the 5 of us in 2007 said, okay, let's go out and do this. And then we added more members, and we added more members. People came, people went. So we went through our transitions, and then eventually grew to all the affiliates and Connecticut and New Hampshire, Maine, Massachusetts, etc.
Big family.
It is a big family. It's like a lot of Christmas cards have to go out. I'm not buying anybody any extra gifts this year. So that's the genesis of what we started, and
Excellent.
People's homes and things like that, and it's kind of brought us to the point where, 6 years ago, we wanted to do something like this because there was nothing like this in Rhode Island.
Right.
So we said, okay, we can do this. We thought about all the setbacks and the downfalls and the problems, and we went ahead and did it anyway. We were crazy enough to pull this off. The only thing we said is when we do it, we didn't want to do a commercial endeavor. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but we wanted to do it for charity.
Right.
So everybody was on board with that. Here we are.
I'm now with one of my favorite human beings on the planet, Cody. Yeah, you. No, the guy standing behind you.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. Is it a living person?
Yeah, no, it's a dead one. So here we are at the scene of, actually, I wanted to mention to you, one of the first times I worked with you, and we got that big bang noise.
In the projector room.
In the projector room. And what were your thoughts on that, looking back on it now?
Well, nothing like that has happened since. That's a very rare opportunity, especially since we didn't find what made the noise.
Right.
So it's definitely still left questions in my head as to what it was looking back.
It's very strange. See, you've got all the professional experience. I have limited experience, but it's funny that happened so long ago. It's just, I look back on it now from some of the evidence that I found with you guys, and I'm like, I still have no idea what that was.
No, I have no idea. I have no idea. It's amazing. We've done a lot of stuff since then.
Yeah.
And nothing has really compared to that experience.
Right.
I don't know what it was.
This theater. Could you do something on the stage for us now?
Hell,
That you, Dave?
that wasn't me. What was that?
I don't know, that was loud.
You get your leg, Cody? Jesus.
Sounded like metal or something.
Sounded heavy.
What in the hell was that?
First off, every camera and audio device in that projector room caught that metallic noise. But RISEUP isn't sure of its origin. Neither were we. The noise couldn't be recreated during the second sweep of the room. Sometimes noises like this one are nothing but a result of the environmental surroundings. This is such a great event, and like Ken said on the stage, and then he told us just a little while ago about how much it's come along, and so has the RISEUP team. I mean, it's grown over 10 years, it's the 10th anniversary. Can you talk about your beginnings, like coming in with the team?
It's time absolutely flies by.
Yeah.
I mean, Ken took me under his wing when I was about 19 years old, just turned 19.
Yeah.
And I had just gone through my transplant, and then I came into RISEUP. And my first in-home investigation with them, I'll tell you a funny story. Pirate Chris was setting up a camera, and he plugged it into the wall, and the thing blew up and started sparking everywhere. So that was a very memorable first
Why
date.
am I only hearing about this now?
Don't tell it you heard it from me.
I won't, but I will talk to him
But
about it.
definitely talk to him about it. That was my first case, and it definitely made it unforgettable.
But these guys are great, aren't they?
They're
All your
awesome.
team members.
There's really no other group like this. I mean, I was with another group before I was with RISEUP, and I thought I knew what investigating was and
Yeah.
what the paranormal was until I came to RISEUP.
Yeah.
It's just Ken himself is a whole encyclopedia, as you know, on this stuff.
Yeah.
You could literally talk to him for hours. I enjoy carpooling with him because he just talks and talks, and
Yeah.
I just take it all in.
Yep,
Take it all in.
exactly. Yeah. All right, so you have a guest you want to bring over here.
I do.
We'll get him in here.
Hey, Dustin.
Hey,
Come on in, man. How are you?
Good, man. Good.
We wanted to bring you in and talk to you, have Cody talk a little shop with you. I'm
Sure.
going to hold the mic because I certainly don't have the experience that he has or you have.
No worries. Somebody has to hold the mic, bro.
That's right.
What's up?
What do you want to talk
How's your day going?
It's going well, man. It's good. Like the rain stopped. I had some Dunkin' Donuts and hugged some fans, and talking some shops, some motivation, some paranormal. It's all good.
Good. You go to a lot of these things, right?
Yeah, man.
What's different about this?
This has always been a good time. Ocean State ParaCon's always been nice. I like that it's always linked with charity, which is great. Always doing good things for a good cause. There's a lot of good people here. There's a food truck, which I really like.
That's the best part.
It seems like it's a small thing, but it's like you do
it's
a lot
a
of the
big
big,
deal.
you do these big conventions sometimes, and you're like starving.
Yeah.
And here it's like, hey, there's a food truck.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. But no, there's always a good group of people. The fans and our friends that come out and support it are awesome. So always a pleasure to be here.
Can you talk about some of your best all-time experiences?
Sure, man. I've been blessed to have been able to travel with the Ghost Hunter show and the International show. Here in the States, St. Augustine Lighthouse. First time I saw an apparition since the one that got me into this when I was a kid. So that was always a favorite. Down in just outside of Philadelphia, we saw shadow figures, which were the exact type of entity that got me into the field. Overseas, the Clark Air Force Base in the Philippines, you go to cases all the time. They're like, oh, this happens, that happens, and nothing happens. Philippines, we went there, like, here's the laundry list of items, and we saw and experienced everything they said was going to happen.
Wow.
So, I mean, that'll always be one of the best,
Yeah.
Wow.
So cool.
Now, you guys have known each other for a while. Did you ever share evidence and go, no, that's nothing?
We've done some cases together, which we were kind of surprised at the stuff that has showed up.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's weird.
It's very strange. I don't know if certain energy combined we don't know how this stuff works. You know,
Yeah.
it's all theory. So we pretend like we know what we're doing when
Yeah.
we're doing this, but we really don't. We really have no idea what we're doing. So I don't know if it's energy when two people have a lot of energy and they do this together that more stuff happens. I don't know.
Yeah.
But some strange stuff has happened when we've gone out.
Yeah.
I think it is, like you said, I think it's a lot about the connection that people have, and also, whenever spirits are around at that time. I think it's just like you hang around with people that you like in this life, that you're emotionally connected to. I think that that goes through to the other side too.
You mentioned being on Ghost Hunters and then GHI. I've talked to Joe Chin about this. What was the experience like when you first got on a plane and landed in another country to investigate out there? Did you ever think you'd be doing that?
No, man, it was crazy. I grew up here in Rhode Island, and I made it to Canada once on my own. I thought that was probably
Illegally?
Yeah, that was going to be my international story, End up over 20-something countries over 2 years, and it was just so cool to be able to immerse yourself in their society for weeks at a time. Because it's not like, oh, I'm here for a weekend. I'm here for 2 to 3 weeks, and then I'm in another country. There were days where you'd wake up, you didn't know exactly what country you were in. You're checking the currency, where am I now? But it was a blessing, man. It was so cool from a sociological aspect to be able to learn their cultures and their ideas about the other side and the paranormal. It was really cool, really cool.
We are now here with Stephanie Burke, and we've seen you on Paranormal Truth. You've been
Yes.
part of the RISEUP team.
Right.
And I want you to talk about this event here. Why do you want to come here and take part in it?
I love this event. I love Ken. I love Rise Up anyway, so I'm a little biased. But back when he first started this event, it was something that was put together really fast and hurry up and give back to this family that was in need. And I love volunteering, and I just love being able to give back and to help people as best that I can. And I was excited to be a part of that. I think I did the first 2 or 3, took a little maternity break, and now I'm back. So I'm really excited. It's gotten so much bigger and so much better, and it's just great to see a lot of people coming together for a great cause.
Yeah. And what are you doing at your booth today?
Let's see. I have a lot going on
You
over
have
there.
Swedish fish over
I
there.
do
I
have
see
Swedish
that.
fish.
Yes.
I'm missing them right now. I have energy drinks with me, healthy energy drinks. I have a bunch of crystals, pendulums. I have my pictures out, and I'm hoping to be able to squeeze in some readings. I had a lot of requests. So
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
I had messages coming all the way up to this week. Can you squeeze me in somewhere on Saturday? If I can find a place. I said it live on the radio with Ken, and he responded right back with, I will find you a place, don't worry about that. So apparently I'm doing readings at some point today too.
Really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yep.
Now, tell the folks how that exactly works for you, because everyone supposedly, not supposedly, but some people have spirits attached to them.
Right.
How do you tune in to the right ones?
It's not easy. I usually tell people, if you look at an old radio, and when you used to have to really move the dial slowly to get the exact channel that you wanted.
I'm old enough to remember that, yeah.
Me too. So, but talking to kids today, they don't know. It's all digital,
they have
so
no
I have to
idea.
explain it.
Yes.
But moving that dial, if I'm going into, let's say, a historical location, and like I've done with Rise Up many a times, and going in and just kind of looking for earthbound type of spirits or spirits that are hanging around, I have to switch that dial a little bit. And then if I'm doing a personal reading for someone, which would be their past loved one specifically, I have to kind of change that a little bit. So dealing with spirits that are still here is a little bit of a lower energy, but spirits that have already crossed over, I have to raise my vibration in order to meet them kind of halfway, literally the medium.
Yeah, well, there you go. There's the name.
Right?
Now, you've also done other investigations. You have your own crew.
Right.
You've been on Kindred Spirits.
Yes.
What is the craziest thing that you think you've come across, or one of the craziest?
One of the craziest, let's see. I think the Gardner Haunted Victorian Mansion is definitely on the top of that list.
Yeah.
Every single time I go, I have some type of weird, unexplainable, really downright creepy, not sure if I want to sleep with the lights on or off type of situation going on. Actually, before the first time I went, I just went with a couple of people that I trust to meet the homeowners and walk through by myself, and I had these nightmares all night long the night before of being dragged through the woods by my hair.
Oh.
And the way that I dream, I knew it wasn't me, but I wasn't sure where it belonged or what was happening. And the entire scene of where I was just late 1700s, early 1800s, and I had no idea what was happening. And I went to the house, I spoke with the homeowners and the wife, had sat down and started telling me her story, I said, wait, I have to tell you about my dream last night. I'm not sure if this is significant, if anything, rings a bell to you. And as I started to tell her my dream, she finished it because she was having that reoccurring dream over and over and over again before she ended up finding bones in her basement.
Oh.
Yes.
Weird.
Very weird.
That's really
So that was, I told the story to a group of people that we brought in for an event, and as that happened, the only light in the room flickered out and back twice while I was telling the story. So
Really?
yeah, it's strange.
That is strange.
But a lot of weird things happen there.
Who was she? Who was the Jewel woman again?
Miss Jewel's the one that had spent the horrific night in jail because she stole some jewelry.
I love the research side. I mean, that's my passion is the research really, and looking in the documents and, giving the team what we're going into. I mean, without that, I mean, how do you even know what to ask?
Yeah.
No.
And I mean, a lot of it does have to do with that. You don't see that on most shows where they just go to the location and they get the quick walkthrough.
Yeah.
But a lot of research is done before that.
Yeah, I mean, looking through census records, newspapers, death records, tax records, the homeowners are always surprised where it's like, oh, you bought this house for $150,000. So how did you find out? It's tax records, But, that's where we start and we just get the names. And it's really genealogy when it comes down to it. And then you take that genealogy and you look into the family and you say, this is what happened at this location. And I think it really adds to what we do. And it separates us from a lot of other teams who do it afterwards, which never made sense to me, or they don't do it at all. And I never know, well, who do you know who you're talking to? Or because to me, it's getting into it, it's like, what if I can talk to the people that I'm researching? I mean, that's really where it is. And I don't know what other people are looking for. Random people, I don't know.
Right. Well, here at the Ocean State ParaCon, Ken had said earlier up on stage that, this has come a long way, and can you just talk about that for a minute?
Absolutely. The journey of this is it's been from, the basement of a church to now, and really it really shows how dedicated we are to just the cause here, and raising money for different organizations. I mean, if it wasn't the paranormal, we'd probably be doing a convention for baseball or something like that, just to help some other people out and raise money. But this field's great when they come together and they really donate their time, and it shows. We're pretty busy, so it's great.
Something else I mentioned to Ken earlier is that RISEUP is in their 10th year. So you talk about something that's transformed and grown over the years. Talk about that.
Well, it's funny because when we first started RISEUP, we used to travel to the Cape and we'd go to these little lectures. It's almost like we've done this 360 because now we're giving the lectures. And at the Cape, it would be 10 or 15 people. And when we were getting into it, it's like, well, we got to learn from everyone else. And so we used to travel up to the Cape every other weekend and listen to people. And now we're giving that opportunity to a new group of people, and it's just reciprocal, this 360. It's great.
Are there any investigations or any locations that stand out to you as like your favorites?
I mean, it's a tough one. I mean, I love the Historical Society ones because then I can, bring my metal detector. And then I can bring the research and, dive in. So Ken calls me up and says, oh, I got this case from the house was built in 1980. And I'm like, okay, that's great. But then he says, we got one from the 1700s, 1780s. I love those, the Payne House and the Nathaniel Green Homestead and Smith's Castle. And we do the Chase Corey House in Tiverton. I mean, all these are just rich with history, and those are the cases I love.
And you mentioned the metal detector. That's something that we should confirm with everybody when they see you on Paranormal Truth metal detecting. He isn't just digging holes and pocketing things.
No.
He's finding relics to be able to give to these organizations.
Yeah, most, especially like the Oliver House and all those, I talk with the board and the people and say, would you like me to go look for things? And 2 points to it. Most of these societies don't have a collection of stuff from the original house. Most of the collections are donations and stuff. So they don't have anything from the actual people that lived there. So I got the metal detector, why not look? On the paranormal side, we always said, well, what if we do find that object or something that we could bring into the house, a family spoon or something that brings up activity. And it did happen once. I remember Joe Chin was with us, and I found a silver spoon in the back of the Chase Corey house in Tiverton. We brought it in, and Joe's like, is this your spoon? And the lights start going off. I don't know if it really worked, but, stuff like that. Can we get evidence from objects?
And I know you're very busy. He is the Wizard of Oz behind the curtain. Pay no attention to him behind the curtain. So we have to let you go. But Cody wanted me to ask you something about, there was an explosion. Do you have any idea what he's talking about?
It was barely an explosion. It was sparks. You plug in one camera adapter into a bad outlet.
I heard it ended up with a 4-alarm fire
No,
or something?
just sparks.
No, just sparks. Okay.
Just sparks. Lots of them.
Okay.
4th of July style. I'm carrying around a sparkler, but no, it was good. The house did not burn down.
All right, so we are here with Amy Bruni. First thing I want to talk about is you went from one of the most popular paranormal shows on TV, and you got your own. What's this ride been like?
It's been crazy because that doesn't really happen very often, I feel like, and it actually was never my intention. You know, when I left Ghost Hunters, it was more like I just wanted to stay home with my family and not travel so much. And so then when we came up with this other show idea, I was like, I'll do another show, but I can't travel. And they still said yes, which is crazy. So here I am in New England. Yeah.
Can you talk about RISEUP Paranormal and Ken DaCosta at all?
Yeah, I mean, I've known Ken for years, and you know, there's just certain people that continually kind of contribute to the paranormal field, but then also to do things like this, which is completely charity based, and you just don't find that very often. And so they're a very solid group, and you know, it was very last minute, but I was happy to come out here and, you know, stand at a table for a few hours and help their cause, you know. Yeah.
Stephanie Burke, you know her. She's worked with us too on Paranormal Truth. Can you talk about working with Steph?
Yeah, you know, Steph is one of those people that I met her. I'm very picky about my psychics, you know, and my mediums. And I met her, and I just kind of kept seeing her abilities in action. And, you know, time and time again, she just kept blowing me away. And so, and that takes a lot because I do meet a lot of psychics, and I am super skeptical when it comes to that. But I don't discount it completely because I feel like if you believe in ghosts, you should probably, you know, entertain the notion of psychics as well. Right. But yeah, no, Stephanie's been great. And so we've brought her out on a few cases for kindred spirits, and, you know, she's just kind of proven to be an invaluable resource to us.
So back here with Ken, we're at the end of our day of shooting, the end of our season finale, if you will, of the first season of Paranormal.
What a great way to end it.
Yeah. Can you tell us about what kind of places are coming up for season 2?
What we're going to be doing is we're going to hit some of the historic locations that we are kind of negotiating with a little bit and trying to get in there, and we're welcome at some of them, so I've got some, you know, good news for you later on. Yeah. We also may, for the first time, actually film a private case with the full permission of the owners and the family involved. And it's a story that, I know this sounds like cliche, but they really do want told. And they've kind of approached us saying that, you know, they like the way we handle our business. So that may be something that we'll be able to show our viewers this year.
Excellent. So let's give one more shout out to the folks that you are holding this for, that all the money's going to.
The Rhode Island Coalition Against Domestic Violence, who does tremendous work in our community. It's an organization where there's still a lot of a kind of a stigma on don't ask, don't tell. And I learned that last year, which is why they're our repeat charity this year. You know, the $5,000 we raised for them was like $50,000 to anybody else, because they don't get a lot of that kind of backing in the community. And it's been tremendous, and we're glad that they're here and they have a presence here, and people have been stopping by their table just to chat them up and thank them for the work that they've been doing. And I think that's gratifying to them. Everybody likes a little pat on the back sometimes that, you know, you're helping somebody. So it's been great to see that, you know, and, you know, it just makes everything a little bit better. And again, the A-list of celebrities we have here, you know, you've had a chance to talk to them. Yeah. It's amazing that they're just donating their time to this thing. I don't know what we did right, but, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So, you know, we hope that we can once again have it back here next year.
Ken DaCosta, I'm Dan Ginden. See you next time.